So far in today's show, we've been touring with the operating engineers and learning about their role in the construction process. We saw operators running skid steers, cranes, excavators, and just about every other piece of heavy equipment used at a job site. Like the other building trades, operating engineers go through an organized apprenticeship and are trained in the operation, safety, and maintenance of heavy equipment. Now let's once again catch up with Terry McGowan from Operating Engineers Local 139 and continue our tour of this major construction project. Well, Terry, another nice vantage point to look at what the operating engineers are up to. And so far in today's show, we've been really focusing in on these impressive cranes. But as you touched on, operating engineers go all the way down to skid steers when you talk about the equipment.
Skid steers, telehandlers, we've got loaders, we've got guys down here servicing the plumbers, we've got cranes servicing the iron workers with rebar over here, we've got the excavators, the off-road hauler trucks, and we've got the concrete pump over here that services the laborers and some of the other people working on the deck.
Those are incredible to see that in action, the concrete pumping going on.
That concrete pumping is an integral part. The 4 stanchions you see out there, those 4 towers are called placement booms. Now, if there's a concrete pour that's too far for them to reach with the pump, he'll simply supply those placement booms with concrete, and the workers on the deck will guide the hoses and pour the concrete where it needs to be. The really neat part is the operator can literally stand on the deck with the crew with a small control box and operate it remotely.
That's amazing. So he can walk around and ensure exact placement. He can be right next to it.
Now, you got to keep in mind, if you don't have a skilled person on that concrete pump, and something goes wrong with that concrete pump, and it can easily go wrong, you've got a lot of people sitting on that deck waiting to go to work. So it's a very important job that he's got.
Sure, from a safety standpoint, you're watching out for all the other workers, not only yourself. You want a quality end project, but safety is number one. And it's a good example of how in the trades, everybody has everybody else's back.
Absolutely, they all work together. And you can see right over here, they've got a drilling operation going on, and they're putting in what's called micropiling.
What is that, micropiling?
Well, what it is if you've got unstable soil, they take this micropiling down to either bedrock or very stable soil, and they put the footings for the building on top of that micropiling. You remember years ago, they used to put a hammer and lead on the end of a crane. That's the sound that you used to hear.
Bang, bang, bang.
That's the one. That's what they used to do. Now they're just simply putting it in with a drill on this project, and they're doing some hydroplastic as they put it in, and they're filling it up with grout. Those are all operating engineers performing that work.
Boy, you talk about a beautiful campus out here, and everything's been designed and engineered to be just the top, the cream of the crop, a real showpiece.
Yes.
I can see the value of having operating engineers on projects, and not only of this magnitude, but even smaller ones throughout our communities.
Oh, absolutely. Operating engineers are everywhere. When you go down the highway, there's over a 90% chance that the person you see on that heavy piece of equipment is an operating engineer and a member of our union and trained through our apprenticeship.
You know, you get the glamorous side up on a tower crane, but you can get down and dirty as well, and hard work, extremely hard work, but yet very talented, very expertise-driven work when you're talking about micropiling.
And the best part about all, Stu, they're all making a good living.
They're all making a good living. And again, it comes back to that training. If I'm interested in becoming an operating engineer, earlier you said it's good to learn about all the equipment. That's serious? I mean, I could get into this field and get a chance to experience all the different machinery, and then whatever tickles my fancy, I could get into.
It's all there. It's all there for the choosing.
Again, camaraderie, personal relationships, it all comes down to enjoying what you're doing for a living. And you know, one of the guys here, Len, was saying it's all about attitude, and everybody on this project has the right attitude.
They've got good attitudes, and they got a good reason to have a good attitude.
Well, you know, I wish we had a whole hour to be talking here, but there's one other machine I'd like to take a closer look at, and that's that brand new red crane over there.
Well, that's Gilly over there. You'll like him. Let's go take a look. Here you are, Stu. You finally hit the big time. You're in a 100-ton Manitowoc crane, the plastic just off the seat.
This is absolutely incredible. I've always wanted to sit up in here, and it's really a great example of the evolution of the industry. I feel like I'm looking at a video game here.
Yeah, it's all computerized today, Stu. I mean, the days of seat of your pants operating are over, long over. We're a lot more technical than what we used to be, a lot more advanced, and with that goes the safety too. And as you can see, this beautiful piece of equipment built in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, is just another fine example of just one of many of the things the operating engineers do.
And it goes even deeper than the operating engineers. You think about the impact it has on our society when you say Manitowoc, Wisconsin. I mean, it's built there. It's employing people there, building equipment like this. The construction industry is an integral aspect of a vibrant society.
Absolutely. We are the people that are going to use the equipment that they build. And just think of how much heavy equipment is actually built here in the state of Wisconsin. Yeah, whether it's mining equipment, construction equipment, road building equipment, it's all here in Wisconsin.
And you know, you mentioned safety. Again, the highly trained, highly skilled workforce, the operating engineers, whether it's on a construction site like this or on our roads and highways, that safety training is an integral aspect, isn't it?
It is. There's a lot of lives that depend on you. I want to thank you for coming out here and giving us the opportunity to show all the different phases and all the different aspects of operating engineer work, because everybody sees these cranes and everybody sees the large earth movers, but there's so much more.
And you know, that's what I've learned on today's show is, again, whether it's a project of this magnitude, it's our roads, our highways, any of our city infrastructure, and whether it's the operating engineers or any of the other trades out there, the impact it has on our communities. And it's so important for people to understand that a good, vibrant society begins with projects like these.
And I hope some of your viewers are charged up and ready to look at the skilled trades as a viable option to come out and make a good living and find a good retirement, because you know what? There's not many people get an opportunity to see this part of us.
Well, it's been enjoyable, Terry. I wish we had more time, but right now I'm going to have you step down and I'm going to take this baby for a little ride.
Step down, Stu. I'm going to run.
Now here are some key points to help summarize today's show. The role of operating engineers is to move construction materials as needed and efficiently service the other building trades working on the job. They operate most of the heavy equipment, and they are trained in safety, operation, and maintenance. Next, if you're interested in a career as an operating engineer, contact Local 139 or check out their state-of-the-art training center located in Coloma, Wisconsin. And finally, if you're a high school teacher or student interested in the building trades, be sure to attend the upcoming Careers in Construction Day at the Alliant Energy Center, hosted by the Building Trades Council of South Central Wisconsin. Well, we're all out of time for this week's show. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you again next time on Today's Home Remodeler.
For more information about today's topic and upcoming episodes of Today's Home Remodeler, please visit these websites. The preceding program was sponsored by the Today's Home Remodeler television network.